Do you also get angry over the smallest of things? Then pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Because today, we are going to talk about that fire that burns within us, anger. That flame which sometimes makes a person stronger, and sometimes completely destroys them. Someone has rightly said, anger is the wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. Anger exists in every human being, it arises in the poor and the rich alike, in the ordinary and the saintly. It is born when our desires break, when our expectations remain unfulfilled, or when our self-respect is hurt. Sometimes, it's some words that pierce us, sometimes, it's when our opinion is ignored. And from within, an explosion rises, that explosion is anger. Science explains that when you get angry, a part of your brain called the amygdala suddenly becomes active. It decides whether you should fight or flee. At that moment, hormones like adrenaline and cortisol flood your system. Your heartbeat quickens, your breathing becomes heavy, and your body enters a state of tension. Meanwhile, the part of your brain responsible for thinking and decision-making, the prefrontal cortex, slows down. In other words, when we are angry, we stop thinking and simply react. Science calls this the amygdala hijack, when emotions take control of reason. That's why, in anger, we often say or do things we deeply regret later. Anger arises when we feel that someone is trying to prove us weak, or when we are not being heard or respected. It is born the moment our ego feels wounded. A voice within us screams, I must be right. I must be heard. And when that doesn't happen, we burn from the inside. In truth, anger is not against others, it's against our own helplessness. We get angry when we can't control a situation. We shout because we fear appearing weak. But the truth is, anger never comes from strength, it is born from fear and imbalance. Anger doesn't just burn through words, it burns through lives. It destroys our relationships, our peace, and our health. A single moment of anger can undo what years of wisdom built. A sentence spoken in anger can break someone's heart, destroy someone's trust, and sometimes, even ruin an entire life. According to science, frequent anger increases blood pressure, causes heart disease, disrupts sleep, and weakens the immune system. In short, anger is not only a mental poison but also a physical one. It burns us from the outside and hollows us from within. It has been said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. Now the question is, if anger causes so much harm, how can we stop it? The answer is, not by suppressing it, but by understanding it. A feeling that is understood becomes calm, a feeling that is suppressed begins to rot inside. When anger arises, do not react instantly. Even a pause of 10 seconds can work wonders. Take a deep breath, because breathing calms both the body and the mind. It restores your ability to think instead of just reacting. Science says, breathe first, then think. Regular meditation strengthens the part of the brain that makes decisions. People who meditate remain calm more easily because they learn to recognize their emotions. Meditation teaches you this truth, I am not my emotion, I am only the one experiencing it. When you truly understand this, anger loses its power. When someone makes you angry, ask yourself, why is this person behaving this way? Sometimes, the other person is also in pain or under stress. When you begin to understand others, anger transforms into compassion. And where compassion exists, destruction cannot, only peace. Anger grows when we treat our thoughts as absolute truth. But if you simply observe them, without getting carried away, those thoughts lose their grip. That is the true power of self-awareness. Feel your anger, but don't drown in it. Sometimes, anger is just trapped energy. Release it through exercise, music, writing, or walking. Suppressing anger is harmful, but transforming it can change your life. Fire can burn a house, but it can also cook food. The choice is yours, how you use it. Anger cannot be eradicated because it is a natural human emotion. But it can be directed in the right way. If you understand it, anger can give you courage. The courage to stand for truth and justice. When anger is free from selfishness, it becomes greatness. Great souls do not suppress their anger, they transform it into energy. Gandhi once said, "I have not suppressed my anger, I have transformed it into love." When you recognize your anger, it stops being a blind flame. It becomes the light of awareness that illuminates your path. Anger teaches us that inner peace is still incomplete. Each time we get angry, life holds up a mirror saying, "Look, you still haven't understood yourself." When we learn to recognize our anger, we conquer not others, but ourselves. To conquer anger is not to suppress it, but to reach its very root. When understanding dawns, the same fire becomes light. Anger can either break you or shape you. It depends on how you handle it. If you get carried away without understanding, anger will destroy you. But if you understand and master it, that very anger becomes your greatest strength. The day a person truly understands their anger, no force in the world can defeat them. Because the one who conquers himself has already conquered the world. If you gained any knowledge from this video, then please like it and subscribe to the Hussein Knowledge channel. Thank you.